Tun Dr. Mahathir begins work at Prime Minister's office. Finance Ministry has been bailing out 1MDB since April 2017. Good afternoon, you're watching News on 2. I'm Zalia Ismail. Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad has begun working from the Prime Minister's office in Perdana Putra, Putrajaya. Dr. Mahathir had previously operated at his office at the Perdana Leadership Foundation after Pakatan Harapan, led by him, won the 14th general election, G14, on May 9th. Clad in black suit, Tun Dr. Mahathir arrived at the Perdana Putra lobby at 8:25 a.m. and was welcomed by Prime Minister's Department Senior Deputy Secretary General Datuk Sri Muhammad Zuki Ali. The Prime Minister then went to the 5th floor where his office is situated and was greeted by Chief Secretary to the Government, Tan Sri Dr. Ali Hamza. He also signed the commencement of duty letter. At the moment, Tun Dr. Mahathir, who returned to the Prime Minister's office after 15 years, is chairing the first cabinet meeting. He had clocked out from the same office on October 31st, 2003. Newly appointed Finance Minister Lim Guan Eng has revealed that the Finance Ministry has been bailing out One Malaysia Development Berhad 1MDB debt obligations since April 2017, and payments on behalf of the State Fund amounted to 6.98 billion ringgit. The sum included payments made to Abu Dhabi Fund IPIC as part of a settlement agreement amounting to 5.05 billion ringgit.
The above confirms the public suspicion that 1MDB has essentially deceived Malaysians by claiming that they have been paid via a successful rationalisation exercise. All this while, it has been the Ministry of Finance who has bailed out 1MDB.
He added that more payments totaling 953.96 million ringgit will fall due between this month and November. From 2022, billions of ringgit of debt will be due. Echoing what Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad had said on Monday, Guan Eng said that after consolidating the nation's financial accounts, Malaysia's debt could be more than 1 trillion ringgit. Guan Eng, however, said that he was optimistic and confident that Malaysia will be able to overcome current financial challenges. The 1MDB investigation has been among the new government's priorities since the Pakatan Harapan coalition won the May 9th general election. Meanwhile, Minister of Economic Affairs Datuk Sri Azmin Ali has revealed that his ministry would review all mega projects approved by the previous government following a recent discovery that they had contributed to the country's astounding debt.
But we have to look at the details, what contribute to this huge debt, almost 1 trillion ringgit. And that's why I said part of it is because the process is not transparent and open. And most of the major projects was not budgeted in the national budget. It was off budget. So again, we have to look at it again, whether that should be given priority.
Among projects that will be reviewed are the East Coast Rail Link, ECRL, and Kuala Lumpur-Singapore High Speed Railway, HSR. Datuk Sri Azmin said that a strategic and comprehensive plan will be formulated to set the nation's economy on the right trajectory. Communications and Multimedia Minister Gobind Singh Deo will propose amendments of some provisions that restrict media freedom during the upcoming parliamentary session. Special program on RTM's TV1, the minister said among laws that will be reviewed is the recently gazetted Anti-Fake News Act, which he believes is too broad, capable of being abused.
Saya setuju bahawa oleh itu kita kena tarik balik undang-undang ini kerana ianya tidak digubal dengan baik. Tapi dalam masa yang sama, saya juga setuju bahawa ada orang yang ada kegusaran. Mereka khawatir berkenaan dengan wujudnya laman-laman khusus hari ini di mana kita dapat lihat banyak sangat ditulis.
Meanwhile, achieving broadband connectivity that is double the current speed and half the price for the people is one of the top priorities of the newly appointed minister.
Kalau kita lihat kepada broadband di negara lain, servis yang diberikan itu taraf dia berbeza dengan apa yang kita ada. So there's no reason as to why ataupun kenapa kita tidak boleh mencontohi sistem-sistem yang lain yang ada di luar negara ini. So itu adalah satu perkara yang saya akan cuba, also part of the 100-day plan.
The minister further noted that he will meet with telecommunications companies to discuss the matter. Gobin, who is also Puchong Member of Parliament, started his first day in charge of the Communications and Multimedia Ministry yesterday. Sabah is confident that they will have representatives in the federal cabinet. Chief Minister Datuk Sri Muhammad Shafie Apdal is leaving the matter to Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad to determine which Sabah representatives will be included in the cabinet lineup.
Saya ada menyatakan dan kita serahkan kepada Yang Amat Berhormat Tun Mahathir. Kita berharap tempat akan ada bagi perwakilan di peringkat negeri Sabah untuk menyertai kerajaan persekutuan.
Met by reporters at his office in Kota Kinabalu, Datuk Sri Muhammad Shafie believes that the presence of Sabah representatives in the federal government will ensure continued development in the East Malaysian state. The Pulau Pinang police have detained 10 individuals to assist in the investigation into a brawl on Penang Street in Georgetown on Saturday morning, which had caused a British tourist to suffer severe stab wounds. State Police Chief Dato' A. Tai Vigan said those detained comprised 4 foreigners and 6 locals. The police would cooperate with the Immigration Department to investigate into the status of the foreigners as their passports were not found at the scene. Initial investigation revealed that in the 4 a.m. incident, the suspects had gotten into a fight after getting drunk. According to Dato' Tai Vigan, the injured British man who is now receiving treatment at the Penang Hospital is in stable condition, while all the suspects are being remanded until May 28th. The Malaysian Maritime Enforcement Agency MMEA has seized a Vietnamese fishing boat and its crew for fishing illegally in Malaysian waters. Kemaman Maritime Base Director Lieutenant Commander Maritime Muhammad Rizal Kamal Pasha, in confirming the matter, said the arrests were made at 7 a.m. on Monday, 120 nautical miles off Kuala Kemaman shores. Upon inspection of the boat, MMEA officers discovered 20 live sharks of various species, which were believed to be for distribution to neighbouring markets.
Hiu hidup ni selalunya oleh kerana dah tentu sirip dia fresh dan juga ikan tu sendiri yang segar lagi. Jadi pasaran dia tu lagi tinggilah berbanding dengan hiu telah mati dan juga hiu yang telah disejuk bekukan. Hiu kalau harga pasaran sirip dia sekarang sahaja lebih kurang dalam RM1,300 sekilo.
During the operation, the agency also seized 3 other Vietnamese boats in different locations. The seizure value is estimated to be RM3.5 million, involving 2.6 tons worth of fish, 4 boats and fishing equipment. 33 crew members and 4 skippers aged between 18 and 59 were arrested and brought to Kemaman Maritime Base for investigations. And still ahead, freshie with salary below 4,000 ringgit can delay repayment of PTPTN. Stay with us. The new government has to decide Malaysia's stance on international trade agreements, particularly the Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership CPTPP. According to Ministry of International Trade and Industry Secretary General Datuk Sri J. Jayasiri, the agreement is still in the ratification phase and so far only Mexico has signed it.
On TPP, although the TPP 12 is a non-starter, the 11 countries have negotiated a TPP 11, or it's called the Comprehensive and Progressive Partnership for Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership. That has already been signed and now is in the process of ratification.
The agreement will come into force after 6 of the 11 member countries ratify it. On the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership, RCEP, Datuk Sri Jayasiri said negotiations between the countries were still ongoing, adding he believed the government supports it based on the Pakatan Harapan manifesto for the 14th general election.
I understand last year's...
Graduates who earn a salary below 4,000 ringgit could delay repayment of their loan to the National Higher Education Fund Corporation or PTPTN. This was announced by Education Minister Dr. Masli Malik as part of the 100-day promise made by Pakatan Harapan. Dr. Masli noted that he will also discuss with the Immigration Department so that the travel ban on PTPTN loan defaulters can be lifted.
Sebab kita janji dalam 100 hari untuk meletakkan syarat bagi pembayar PTPTN, iaitu mereka yang belum mencapai 4,000 ringgit gaji, mereka tidak perlu membayar lagi. Cuma kita perlu berhubung dengan pihak imigresen untuk menarik sekatan perjalanan mereka.
The minister added that his ministry would continue the education and the higher education blueprints. Both documents, however, will be reviewed to amend any weaknesses in them if necessary. Pakatan Harapan Secretariat Chief Datuk Saifuddin Abdullah is urging the new government to review the current policy on overseas scholarships. Datuk Saifuddin, a former Deputy Higher Education Minister in the former Barisan Nasional government, noted that the new government needs to decide on whether overseas scholarships programs offered by government agencies should be restored.
Friends, they have gathered.
Pertama, adakah kita ingin mewujudkan semula beasiswa atau tidak? Itu soalan pertama yang perlu dijawab. Yang kedua, berapakah kuantum atau jumlah pelajar yang nak dihantar ke luar negara pada setiap tahun? Ini semua adalah dasar baru yang perlu dibuat.
Datuk Saifuddin said he was approached about the matter last Friday by A-levels student Edmund Kong, who had brought together about 150 students to petition for the restoration of government overseas scholarship programs. Datuk Saifuddin, along with 6 of the students, had attended informal meetings on Monday with 3 scholarship providers, the Ministry of Education, Public Service Department and Majlis Amanah Rakyat Omara, who agreed to evaluate funding opportunities for the students on a case-by-case basis. However, according to the scholarship providers, they are not able to go beyond current scholarship policies until new ones are set in place. The Ministry of Housing and Local Government will continue with policies and plans of the previous government that are beneficial to the people. However, according to its new minister, Zuraida Kamarudin, there are likely to be some things to be improved and streamlined in accordance with the Pakatan Harapan manifesto. Zuraida, who is also Pakatan Harapan Wanita Chief, said she would take steps to coordinate development projects to avoid overlapping of tasks, thus preventing wastage. According to Zuraida, among projects that may be coordinated under her ministry is the One Malaysia People's Housing Prima project, which is now managed by the Prime Minister's Department. On the difficulty of securing mortgage loans by home buyers, Zuraida stressed that there was a need to find more effective ways to make home prices affordable. Therefore, there is a need to look out for a win-win situation in which banks and home buyers can benefit.
We have to review on this side and also on the bank sides, and then there must be a merge as to how to improve and to increase house buyers' approval and the loan release.
Meanwhile, the Ampang Member of Parliament said her ministry would also emphasize on the development of fire stations across the country. Venezuela expels 2 top US diplomats. Details coming up. You're watching News on 2. The Malaysian Thomas Cup squad decided to rest Datuk Lee Chong Wei for the group stage match against Algeria yesterday, but still cruised to a 5-0 victory over the North African side. The decision was likely made to keep the 35-year-old fresh for the final group stage match against defending champions Denmark later today. Malaysia are hoping to win against Denmark to receive a favourable draw in the quarter-finals, which take place on Thursday. Lee Ji-Zia, who replaced Chong Wei, easily subdued his rival Youssef Sabri medal 21-16, 21-13. Second singles player Iskandar Zulkarnain also easily overcame Muhammad Abdurrahmi Belarbi 21-7, 21-9, while third singles player Leong Junhao beat Adel Hamek 21-13, 21-8. First doubles pair Muhammad Arif Latif Teo Yi defeated Kosila Mamir Yusof Sabri 21-12, 21-10, while second pair Aaron Chia and Wui Yik So downed Mohamed Abdurrahmi and Adel Hamek 21-11, 21-15. The match against Denmark begins at 8 p.m. Malaysian time today. And that concludes this afternoon's edition of News on 2. In our top story, Cabinet holds first meeting since being sworn in. We'll be back at 7 p.m. We now leave you with visuals from Manchester, England, where a mass sing-along took place on Tuesday to mark the anniversary of Manchester attack. 22 people were killed in last year's bombing as people were leaving Manchester Arena following a concert by American singer Ariana Grande. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned to TV2.